Hello, friends, and my sweet little children. I hope you're listening to the other stories of Lord Krishna, his mischief, his boyhood, crazy pranks, and his connect with his mother, lovely experiences of the villagers. Okay, without any more delay, let's get to the next story, Brahma's Mischief. The boys were busy with eating and listening to the jokes of Krishna. They forgot all about their calves. The cows, which had been grazing nearby, slowly moved far away from them. They entered the deep forest. One of the boys suddenly noticed that the calves were not in sight. He shouted, "Where are the calves?" They might have entered the deep forest. Some wild animals may devour them. All the boys were alerted. Krishna, however, consoled them and said, "Do not worry. Let not our fun be disturbed by this trifle. Carry on with our lunch. I shall go and fetch them in no time." Krishna then started in search of the calves with the bowl of rice still in hand. Brahma, the creator, had heard a lot about the wonder boy of Vrindavan. He wanted to play a trick on Krishna and test his powers. So he has hidden the calves. Krishna searched everywhere and returned to his companions unsuccessful in finding the calves. What was his surprise when he found that boys also had disappeared. Again he went out to search for the boys. Even after a long search, he could find neither the boys nor the calves. Now he reflected and realized that it must be the mischief of someone. He closed his eyes and meditated for a while. After all, he was God. He understood everything in a trice. He smiled to himself and said, "So, this is Brahma's game. I can play an even better game." At once, he created boys and calves to replace the missing ones. He himself turned into the form of the boys and the calves, so no one could find any difference between the boys and calves created by Brahma and the ones newly created by himself. It was great fun. Krishna was himself the calves, himself the cowherd boys, directing the calves, himself enacting various plays with himself, and himself also the toys and other sport materials. So the multi-formed Krishna returned to Vrindavan. The women, hearing the sounds of anklets and flutes, rushed to receive the children. They too failed to discover children were new ones and not the ones they had given birth. They found more joy than before in feeding these children and fondling them. How could they know that they were feeding and fondling the Lord Himself? How blissful those mothers would be in those days. How lucky they would be. 1 year passed in this way. Brahma came to Vrindavan again to see how his trick had worked. He was taken aback to see all the boys and calves moving about as usual. He thought within himself, "All the boys and calves I removed are even now sleeping in the cave where I have hidden them. How is it then they are all here with Krishna?" He rushed to the cave to see if they have been discovered and released by Krishna. But lo, they were all there in deep sleep. Again and again he tried to solve the mystery, but he could not. He was very much confused. All the time Krishna was observing the discomfiture of Brahma. At last he took pity on him and made him understand the mystery. Now, when Brahma looked at the calves and boys which were moving about with Krishna, he saw several Krishnas. They were neither boys nor calves, but only Krishna. Brahma then ran to Krishna and fell at his feet. Krishna blessed him. Brahma circumambulated him 3 times and departed to his heavenly abode. Krishna brought back all the calves that were hidden by Brahma. The magical boys and calves disappeared, and the real ones came back to the scene. The boys just sitting as they were doing before this episode on the banks of Yamuna with their food packets half eaten, waiting for the return of Krishna, who had gone in search of the calves. They never realized that 1 year had passed and many events had taken place in the meanwhile. They felt that Krishna had returned the calves just in half an hour. They said to Krishna, "Oh, you have returned so soon. We have not eaten even a single ball of rice after you left. Come, now sit and eat comfortably." Krishna smiled at their words and started sharing the lunch with them. So, how lucky those boys and girls, I mean, the Gopas and Gopis, they share their memories and they share their life with Krishna. God bless all of us. and shower his blessings. I know most of you are all naughty, Krishna, isn't it? Okay, in the next story, we will get to know how Krishna has killed another demon by name Dhenuka. Stay tuned. Om Sri Krishna Parabrahmanye Namaha. Om Sri Krishna Parabrahmanye Namaha. Om Sri Krishna Parabrahmanye Namaha.